So Randy, we are in Red Wing, Minnesota, known for its shoes and the bluffs down the Mississippi River.
We're right at the river right now as we speak.
But do you know what else it's known for?
The roads.
What would be the perfect vehicle for that?
This one, I suppose?
We're going to be taking the 2025 Subaru WRX TS.
And what does TS stand for? Well, before we answer that question, let's get on the road and we'll tell you all about it. I'm Randy Stern, along with George Turtleline, and this is Victory in Reseda.
To show you some of the features about the Subaru WRX TS, we need to reach our destination point on top of this bluff. But to reach that spot, we need to drive up this tight, twisty back road. I mean, what a perfect road for this, huh?
Oh my goodness, look at this. It's like the Stelvio Pass, almost.
Some wonderful switchbacks through here and some straights. Motor is pretty good. It's turbo, but it likes to be in the upper rev ranges and out of the rev band for its maximum power. So you want to go into these in a lower gear. It gets a little tricky because some of these are rather tight. So even you might be in, second at 3,000 RPMs, you may need to really throw it down into first to climb these. But then you have to shift, so you would actually benefit from an automatic transmission there, but it's still fun.
But is there really an automatic that fits well with this motor? It does come with a automatic in the lower trim levels on the WRX, but this is the TS, which is a completely different ballgame, but no change in performance.
But that's a CVT, isn't it?
Unfortunately, yes.
All right, we're getting to the overlook here. Let's see what we got. That was worth the drive, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I mean, this is the kind of car you want to take on a very nice road like the one we just got out of.
So Randy, why don't you tell us more and give us a tour?
We got a 2025 Subaru WRX TS. Now, everybody knows what the WRX is. It is Subaru's rally-inspired performance sedan. And yes, it's only available in a sedan in this generation. I mean, it looks nothing like the Imprezas it's based off, but then again, this is on the Subaru global platform, which has been the underbody of practically almost every Subaru in the last several years. You can see that you have a WRX badge up front in red, familiar grille shape, LEDs with, of course, DRLs, and of course, can't have a WRX without a hood scoop. So we have the familiar shape of WRX that goes right back here, and this is the only indicator that it is the TS. Now, what does TS stand for? Well, Tune by Subaru Technica International. What's Subaru Technica International? To you and me, it's STI. Now, this brings us a little problem. This is not an STI, folks. It's the highest spec you can get in a WRX, but it's not exactly a STI. Why is that? Well, we got to go over the hood here. So, ooh, I don't need a prop rod. That's good. Powering the WRX TS is a 2.4 liter turbocharged Boxer flat 4-cylinder engine. If this was an STI, the same engine would probably be about 300 plus horsepower. However, this is the same exact engine on every WRX. In this particular model, comes with a 6-speed manual transmission and Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive. Now, there are a few things that have been upgraded for the TS that Subaru Technica International has added. For example, Brembo brakes with these copper calipers here, 19-inch alloy wheels on Bridgestone Potenza tires, and a few suspension add-ons and modifications for a little bit better handling. This is a WRX with a few additional things. Right, let's take a look at the interior here. To make it a WRX TS, you have to have some really sporty equipment. For example, these Recaro seats. You got about blue leather on the trim, black sort of a suede material, and they are from Recaro, so obviously you got the co-branding here. This is really the first Subaru I have seen with a fully digital instrument cluster, 12.3 inches. And it really looks like an analog cluster you'll find on any other Subaru. Even the center screen has the same fonts and information. Look at this shifter. It is a notchy shifter, so you can really get a direct input to the 6 forward gears and, of course, reverse. Handbrake for those handbrake turns. In the middle is an 11.6-inch Starlink-driven infotainment screen. It's the same thing you find on all Subarus. And yes, we've been finding the same faults that everyone's been telling us. In this particular case, there's a lagginess that's involved in all the inputs, including smartphone integration. And you can actually do wireless CarPlay and Android Auto with this. And Harman Kardon's got some sounds for us. Sound pretty decent. Now the rear seats are not Recaros, but they have the same pattern of blue leather and black suede inserts. Oh, you have a little suede here too. I will say for the record that even though I look a little cramped, it really is comfortable. It really is supportive, mega supportive. Look at these bolsters. These seats are really designed for you to really concentrate on the road. Even though you don't have a head-up display that keeps your eye on the road, it still works. About the trunk. It's only 12.5 cubic feet right in here. It's not bad, it's well sized, a little bit deep there. You can, however, extend the length of it by folding down the rear seats at 60-40 split.
Now those were fairly tight twistings and turns and kind of low speed, but higher speed, you know, more like the country back roads, the sweepers. How would that do, do you think?
I think it might kick some butt.
I think so too. I think we need to try that too.
Well, you're behind the wheel. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Ah, one of my favorite roads.
Mine too. Lots of back road sweeping turns.
And twisties.
Indeed.
And it corners extremely well. Definitely on point.
Yeah, and you can tell when you're kind of at the limit of tires without feeling them lose grip. Feedback's really nice in the wheel. You know what the car is doing, which is really important. It does a nice job. The brakes bring it down.
Now I've noticed when we talked about the engine and how you have to really push hard into the revs in order to get it to do exactly what you want to do. I could hear it and I could feel it.
Exactly. You do need to keep in the higher rev range to get the maximum horsepower out of this engine. Now the shifting is a little notchy on this, I'm not going to lie, and I wish it was a little bit smoother. The clutch pressure is a little bit on the high side, but it isn't outrageous. If you're in a place that has a lot of stop and go traffic, you may want to rethink this, but at least you can get something like this, a turbocharged 4-cylinder all-wheel drive with a good all-wheel drive system in a manual in 2025.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the whole point of the Subaru WRX, is exactly that point you just mentioned. This is where the enthusiast has to come in, because the enthusiast has expectations for a car like this. Again, that whole tune by Subaru Technical International is kind of looming because it's not an STI. It doesn't have the performance range of an STI. It's just fine with all the chassis upgrades.
Yeah, with the adaptive suspension that you have, where you can adjust between 3 different levels, you have a lot of choices with that and how you want to use the vehicle. If you want to take it out on the track or flaunt it on the back roads, but yet you want some comfort on your daily commutes.
Very true. I mean, there is that happy medium between the two.
But let's talk about the competition a little bit with the price. In this price point, you're right in the VW Golf R territory.
That is a car that looms large in this performance compact class because the Golf R essentially kind of wrote one book. The WRX wrote another, but you have a lot more power in today's Golf R than you do in this one.
I think they each have their strengths, where you've got a lot more power in the Golf R than you do in this, and that's going to shine with the higher speed pulls. Whereas this has a bit more of a rowdy all-wheel drive behavior to it, where it's a little bit more engaging, less refined than the Golf R, which can be fun in itself, that you have that kind of playfulness to it.
I would agree. There's one more vehicle that's missing in this equation, and that's the Honda Type R, which some people will not even consider comparing to WRX because it's only front drive versus all-wheel drive on the WRX and the Golf R.
What about the GR Corolla?
Which is also all-wheel drive, which I heard is quite the animal of a car. And the performance numbers are completely off the chain when you consider it's a 3-cylinder turbocharged motor.
But that's in a Corolla. You're going to get the Corolla interior. You're not going to get as much of a premium interior like in a Golf R. But this interior really is quite nice.
It's a happy medium. If you overlook the infotainment system, everything else is practically satisfactory, or more than satisfactory to the enthusiast.
Whee!
Yeah. So in summary, George, since you've been driving it since it arrived, why don't you tell us your thoughts on the 2025 Subaru WRX TS?
It certainly fills a niche that I think is underserved, that you've got this wonderful sedan with all this performance. Just wish it had that extra power of a true STI, but you've got the playfulness of the suspension and the handling of it. It's a lot of fun. And I think if you're a tuner and you want to spruce this up, this has a lot of the bones that you need to give it more power and accommodate it. The suspension, the brakes, hopefully the transmission. Yeah, it's very much a fun, engaging car. What do you think, Randy?
I think that you're right about the tuners. We know a few, and they'd be more than happy to take your WRX TS to the next level, especially to performance levels to potential factory expectations, but rather beyond that. It'd be nice if this was a true WRX STI. However, this is as close as you're going to get.
See what the next generation brings.
Indeed.
We would be remiss if we did not include a clip of what the exhaust sounds like during a cold start. In our thermal imaging test of the heated surfaces on the 2025 Subaru WRX TS with the all-weather package, we find the Recaro front seats offer heating element coverage in the lower back sections and down into the base of the seat bottom, though not as extensive as what is typically found on many other vehicles. We were surprised to see that a heated steering wheel is not offered on the 2025 Subaru WRX. Outside, the side mirrors are heated, and heating elements in the rear window provide good heating element coverage across the back window, with an area of heating emphasis in the center section.
There are 4 trim levels available on the 2025 Subaru WRX, with prices starting from $37,750. Our TS tester came with a sticker price of $49,429. So if you like what you watch, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell to be notified on the next video coming out on our YouTube channel. And if you want to read our great articles, don't forget to log on to Victory and Reseda.net. And every quarter, we got a podcast. So listen or watch when they do come out. Thank you for watching.